Welcome back. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe, like this video, turn on notifications so you never miss an upload, and share it with a friend who'd appreciate it. The paradox of strength. There's a strange illusion most of us live under, that to be respected, loved, or successful, we have to look unshakable. We tell ourselves, I'll be open when I feel safe. But life doesn't work that way. Safety comes after we open. Vulnerability is not a confession of weakness. It's the birthplace of connection, innovation, and trust. And as Brené Brown says, you can have courage or you can have comfort, but you cannot have both. Stop and reflect, pause for 10 seconds. Ask yourself, where in my life am I pretending to be fine when I'm actually struggling? That's your first door to real strength, the cost of the armor we wear. We all wear emotional armor. In relationships, it sounds like sarcasm instead of honesty. At work, it looks like perfectionism instead of courage. We put on masks to protect ourselves from judgment, but those masks also suffocate intimacy, creativity, and growth. Brené Brown's research revealed a truth we resist. The more we try to control how we're perceived, the less people can connect with who we actually are. Imagine two partners. One hides behind, I'm fine. The other says, I'm scared, I'm not enough. Which one do you feel drawn to? Connection doesn't happen when we're perfect. It happens when we're real. Japanese parable, the Kintsugi bowl. In ancient Japan, when a bowl broke, they didn't discard it. They filled the cracks with gold. The art is called Kintsugi, meaning golden repair. The idea, what's broken becomes more beautiful because it was once broken. That's vulnerability. It's saying, yes, I cracked, but I rebuilt with gold. Now think about your relationship or your career. How often have you tried to hide the cracks instead of healing them openly? Write it down. Take a notebook and write, where in my life am I hiding my cracks? What would it look like to fill them with gold instead of shame? When you name it, you begin to own it. The courage to be seen. Brené's most famous TED Talk, The Power of Vulnerability, struck the world because she did what we're afraid to do. She stood on stage admitting her breakdown, her control issues, and her need to appear perfect. That honesty didn't weaken her message. It made her unforgettable. In your own life, this courage translates into simple daily acts. Saying, I need help. Admitting, I don't know yet. Sharing your idea even when it might fail. Each time you choose vulnerability, you choose truth over image. The science behind vulnerability. Neuroscience confirms it. Vulnerability activates the same neural circuits as trust. When you risk emotional exposure and it's received with empathy, your brain releases oxytocin, a hormone that strengthens connection and safety. That's why teams that admit mistakes grow faster. And couples who confess fear rather than hide it stay longer. Challenge moment. Ask yourself, who do I need to be more honest with today? My partner, my colleague, or myself? Send them a message right now, even a small one. Say, I've been thinking about something deeply and wanted to share it. You've already started living the work. Micro practice. Tonight, tell your partner or friend something real. Something you've been holding back. Don't justify it, just express it. Then watch what happens. You may tremble, that's courage. You may cry, that's honesty. You may feel lighter, that's growth. Vulnerability in career. In the workplace, vulnerability looks different but feels the same. It's saying, I made a mistake. I need support. I'm not sure, but here's what I think. When leaders model this, trust becomes cultural. People innovate because they're not afraid of judgment. That's why Google's Project Aristotle found that psychological safety, not talent or IQ, is the #1 predictor of high-performing teams. 30-second pause. Think about your team or your boss. Do people feel safe to speak their truth here? If not, the culture is built on fear, not trust. Your next courageous act might be creating that safety. The myth of perfectionism. Perfectionism is not striving for excellence. It's fear disguised as discipline. It says, if I do everything right, I'll avoid rejection. But rejection doesn't come from imperfection. It comes from disconnection. No one loves you because you're perfect. They love you because they see themselves in your courage. Reframe exercise. Next time you're afraid to share an idea, say this silently. This isn't about being right, it's about being real. That's how leaders and lovers evolve. Indian parable, the potter and the rain. A potter worked for months to make a perfect clay pot for the king. On the day of delivery, it cracked in the rain. He wept. The king said, "I asked for beauty, not flawlessness. This pot holds the story of your labor." That story became the pot's power, its uniqueness. We are all cracked pots trying to hold water. But when we stop chasing flawlessness, we start holding love. Daily courage. Check. Tonight, write down 3 sentences. 1. Where did I show courage today? 2. Where did I hide behind comfort? 3. What can I try differently tomorrow? That's how vulnerability becomes a daily practice, not a one-time act. Vulnerability is the invitation to meet yourself. It's not weakness. It's the root of intimacy, creativity, and leadership. The moment you let others see you, truly see you, you set them free to be seen too. You either walk inside your story and own it, or you stand outside your story and hustle for your worthiness. Brené Brown. Choose to walk inside. Real strength isn't hiding your cracks, it's filling them with gold. In the next episode, we'll explore how discipline and purpose anchor this openness. How to stay soft, yet unshakable, in a world that glorifies perfection.